Alright, welcome to another fun sewing video. In this video I'm making a Havah from the Stormlight Archive series. So if you don't know what that is, Stormlight Archive is a fantasy series by the author Brandon Sanderson, and he's a really good writer in my opinion. And in the Stormlight Archive, all the women wear these like long skirt, high collar, fitted with no waistline, long sleeves, button at the sides dresses that always cover their left hand, and I wanted to make that. So I went to thrift store and I got two curtains like this. Well, bigger than this, but this color. These are the scraps. And 4 pillowcases, because I thought I was going to use the embroidery, but I only ended up using one, and that altogether cost $10. And then went to Joann's and we saw this little sale. It was discontinued patterns for a penny, and I found this perfect pattern because I didn't know how to do like no waistline on a dress, and this dress has no waistline, and I figured I could just alter it to button at the side front. Oh, and by the way, I've already made the dress. That's why I have just scraps now, but I forgot to film an intro to it because I was just so excited to get started. And here's my sketch. Don't know if you can see it, but I was basing off of like picture in the books and a few fan arts. So got just buttoning down the front, and then like a slit with the lighter green inserted in, and then big flowy sleeve and a button smaller sleeve and high collar. And that's what my plan was, and I got to work. So I adjusted the store-bought pattern to fit me and close at the side front, and I made a separate paper pattern from that, and I used that to cut out my lining, which was muslin, and I pinned and sewed my lining together and ironed the seam allowances. I cut out the green fabric according to the pattern I had made for the top, and then I kind of just attached the store-bought pattern onto that to figure out how the skirt connected, and I cut out the green as a full bodice and skirt, no waistline. Then I pinned and sewed the green pieces together. Then I sewed the lining to the green fabric. The lining only is for the bodice, it doesn't have a skirt lining, but I just connected it as best I could. Then I had to make my own collar pattern, and that was really hard. I tried it like 6 times before I got it right because the back of the neck was all weird and I just didn't know what I was doing, but eventually I got it good, pretty good, and I sewed the collar, and I didn't sew it perfectly. Later I fixed that. That was great. Then I went on to the sleeves. So when I was cutting out the pattern for the sleeves, I just traced the store-bought pattern for the top of the sleeves and then added on how I wanted the rest of the sleeve to be. So for the left sleeve, I just made it a straight long rectangle, and for the right sleeve, I just flared it out a whole bunch, just a big kind of triangle. Then I gathered them at the top and sewed them into the dress. I found this pack of 6 green buttons in my mom's button stash, and I was amazed at the price. It said on the cardboard 15 cents for a pack of buttons. Must have come from my grandma or something, because things were cheaper back then. And then I made the buttons and the buttonholes, and I sewed the buttons on before the buttonholes, but it turns out I learned that I should place all the buttonholes to look exactly how I want them, and then sew in the buttons to make it fit. That way the buttons are evenly spaced out, because it's a lot easier to change the position of a button than a buttonhole. Alright, so I've got myself all buttoned in, and I love it. It's like a teeny bit imperfect, but I don't really see a great way to fix it. And overall, it's awesome. So I'm not gonna worry about teeny little problems. Mostly just this bothers me, but can't think of anything to fix it. And overall, I love it. I love the, like, even if I kind of slouch, it still has this shape of, like, you know, the front and buttoning at the side, and it's just really awesome. And I'm almost done. So then I cut out the light green triangle to insert into the front slit, and I cut it out of the light green pillowcase fabric, and I pinned that in and sewed it. So back to the collar. My mom helped me pin the collar to be better and have less puckers, and I hand sewed it on, and it's not often that I work so hard to get something better, so I'm proud of what I did, and it looks better now. Oh, and for a closure on the collar, I just hand sewed some Velcro in. So, I finished fixing the back of the collar, and it is better, and I'm so proud of myself for actually taking it apart and taking the time to make it better. I'm really happy about that, and I just fixed up little things, trying to get less white showing. This little pocket was right here, and so here's the back now. It's still a little wrinkly, but it's way better than it was before, so I am happy. Then I got to work on the hem, and I was kind of anxious about this because it seemed like there was so much, but I just did a little bit at a time, and I got super happy because it has like a nice train in the back, and it's awesome. I tried it on after hemming it, and I just love the whole thing, and it's so pretty. Let me show you my favorite part. I love how it drapes like that. It's so pretty. And all that's left is the sleeve hems and the safe hand button and the safe pouch figuring out. And yeah, this is so pretty, and I'm so happy. I love it. Then I hemmed the left and right sleeves, and I figured out the safe hand sleeve, the left hand sleeve, to fold one side under and hand sew it in to be a little pocket, a safe hand pouch, and then the other side to fold over and button. And so I sewed those buttons on and made buttonholes, and the dress was done. It's done. I love it. Like the safe hand sleeve, cute little buttons. Even got safe hand pouch inside. And I tried it on, and I went outside, and the sleeves were so fun in the breeze. Took some pictures. I just feel like royalty in it, and it's really fun and comfortable. So that's the end of my sewing a Havah video. It was really fun, and I love the dress. You can like and subscribe for more videos on my channel about sewing dresses and costumes and things for cheap.